everyone, and welcome to how to properly make a green screen. Basically, I've had quite an adventure trying to make this green screen here behind me, and I've learned some tips and tricks that hopefully can share with you guys, and it'll help you build your own green screen at home. Alright, so here we go. I built my green screen originally out of oak tag. It might sound a little ridiculous, but I saw a bunch of videos on YouTube with it. Other people did it. It seemed pretty successful, so you know, if they're 79 cents a sheet, I decided to just give it a try. And it really didn't work out too well. And I'll tell you why. There's a couple of reasons. One, if you don't do it completely perfectly, line them up and tape them, even if you do, you're going to get these seams that stick out, and there's going to be black lines, you know, throughout between each sheet of paper. And when you're doing a green screen, you know, you need a perfectly solid green background. Another reason why it didn't work, and this is probably the main reason it didn't work, was because the paper is just too luminescent. Basically, that just means that it was too reflective and it gave off a lot of shine. And you know, when you're trying to film on it, you have white spots all over the place, which you can't have when you're trying to do green screen. You just need a flat background. So those are the two biggest reasons, and also the green isn't the exact green that you need either. Sometimes you can get away with it, like I said, other people have, but it just didn't work out for me. So I trashed that whole idea, and I moved on. I went out, busted the piggy bank open, and I started by getting two really big pieces of wood. I don't know the exact dimensions, but it doesn't matter because it depends on how big your space is. The reason I did this is because the wall I was working with is not a perfectly flat and smooth wall, and when you're green screening, the smoother the surface, like I said before, the better. So basically I took these pieces of wood, cut them down to size, and adhesed them to the wall with something called liquid nails. It's like a silicone type material that just glues things, obviously. Liquid nails, get it? So I did that, basically that smoothed the surface out for me really well. And with a little spackling and, you know, touching up and hair drying, it was really starting to look like a green screen. I went out and bought two 500 watt lights. Relax! 500 watts, $500. They were about 30 bucks each. They look like, you know, regular work lights. You can't see them because they're next to me here. And basically you need at least two main light sources for a couple of reasons. They have to also be behind your subject. I'm the subject here, so they're behind me. And they do this for the shadow reason. If I stand up and walk around over here, you don't get any shadows on the screen. And that's because the lights are behind me. If you have lights in front of you, shooting into your face, you know, through you onto the wall, then you get shadows. I also have a few more light sources in the room that you can't see, obviously, right now, but if you want to take my word for it, there's this one main light that's right above me that was just a light that's always been in the room, just kind of lights everything up. I have a light near the camera facing me. It's a small light, but it's just enough to kind of light me up. It actually probably could be a little brighter. It's just enough to light me up and not actually cast a shadow. If you have a light that's too strong over there, then you get the shadows. And up here on the wall above me, there are three little lights I installed originally when I was using the oak tag screen, but it actually helps with this because it lights up little corners of the green screen that the work lights can't reach. That's pretty much the lights here. They seem to be working pretty good, but everyone has their own method, but you definitely need the two main light sources to the left and the right of you behind you. And now came the fun part, the painting. I originally went out and tried to purchase a can of paint from Home Depot. I brought a little piece of the oak tag that I had to try to match the color, and the guy basically looked at me and said, "Can't do it. This color is too bright and we can't actually fit this much paint in the can." So after that, I decided to just, you know, everything else so far I've been, you know, going all out on, so I figured the paint is the most important part. So I went to a local paint store and purchased a $50 gallon of paint called Chroma Key Green Screen. This is a little bit what it looks like. This paint is the purest paint you'll ever find. There's no pigments in here. It's just straight out, flat, sexy. Here goes my remote. Green paint. Hold on a second. So this paint basically went on really easily on the wood. Like I said, I purchased a gallon, and just to give you some idea of how much I used half a gallon. And that was with 2 coats and a little bit on the floor too, just to give you, you know, some type of, you know, roll to go by here against how much you're going to actually need. But I don't think you need more than a gallon, regardless of how big your space is. It's like, you know, that's a lot of paint. This is pure paint that pretty much goes on, you know, really good the first time. I just did 2 coats because I had a lot of extra. Yeah. Alright guys, and that's pretty much all I got for you on this. I hope I gave you guys some useful tips on building your own green screen. I'll put up another material list here in a sec, so you can just double check, you know, make sure you don't forget anything in building your own. And, you know, a roundabout budget that you can expect to spend on something like this. So, I'll see you guys later.